Hello, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a little bit of a tutorial about how I do my base makeup. So the first thing I always use, as you can see, I have hair that comes down here. So the first thing I always use is I use a headband. This is a new one that I've bought from the Body Shop. I wanted a plain white one, but apparently they don't do those anymore, so I had to get a Christmas theme one. Fair enough, doesn't bother me. So I need to keep the hair out of my face. So, make sure we tuck right under there. So, here we go. I actually think that's kind of pretty cute, but there we go. So, the first thing I've started doing as I've got a bit older is I've started actually, after I've put my moisturiser on, is spraying my face with a little bit of a face mist, just to add an extra layer of hydration to my skin. As you go throughout the day, your skin will pull moisture from the nearest possible source. So if you've not got anything underneath your makeup, like moisturiser, serums, anything like that, primers, then it's going to draw it from your makeup, and that can be one reason why your makeup can start looking patchy or a bit cakey or just a bit not quite right. So personally I use this. It's from the Body Shop. Oh, there we go. And it's the Mint Mattifying face mist. I used to use the vitamin C face mist, which I absolutely loved. Unfortunately I found out that they'd stopped making it about a year or so ago, and brought these out instead. There are 4 types altogether. You've got the Mint Mattifying, you've also got a Cocoa Calming, if my camera's going to focus on that one for you. There we go. There's a Rose one, and there's a Mandarin one as well. But I like this Mint Mattifying one personally. They do have a ball in them, as you can hear, and as you can also see, I'm getting a little bit low. I have actually got a spare one upstairs, so I'll be bringing that down soon. So, give me a quick spritz. And then I have my wonderful Jeffree Star mirror here, which is actually great for wafting. So just give that a quick waft and make sure it's all completely dry before I start doing anything else. The other thing that I have literally recently, about 2 days ago, just bought is the NYX Pore Filler. Now, the reason I've bought the Pore Filler is because I have incredibly open pores. I suffer with hypersensitive skin, I have rosacea, I have cystic acne, which you can see all up here. I've got lots of pores, open pores all over the place. I've actually got a cyst here at the moment, which I'm hopefully having it removed in a couple of weeks. So there you go. So I've been wanting to try this for a while, and I've found it is actually really, really good. The other thing I always do is I take my nose ring out, because otherwise you get all makeup and stuff in there and it's not pretty. Now, I used to apply my primers with a foundation brush, but I have started using, again as I've got older, one of the tips that I watched on another YouTuber's channel was to use a beauty blender, because you can really then get it packed into your face. So I bought a beauty blender, cost me £7, and used it once and thought, face don't feel particularly very good. Used it a second time and my face came up very, very red. I thought, I must be allergic to it, but what can you be allergic to in a beauty blender? There's nothing. Yes, there is, latex. That's something I'm also allergic to. So after a bit of research, I found that actually quite a lot of beauty blenders contain latex, apart from the Morphe Jeffree Star trio of beauty blenders. These are latex free. Yay, thank you. These retail for £16, but I got them from Beauty Bay when they were 30% off. They cost me £12.60. Anyway, absolutely amazing. They don't irritate my skin. So all I do, I've got a little bit of my Pore Filler on the back of my hand, dab that in, and off I go. And I literally am bouncing the beauty blender all over my face, starting on my nose, because my nose is a real problem area. So I kind of think, well, if I start on my nose, I'm going to go over my nose more and more and more. So it's going to get a good amount of product in there. And just a bit more then on my cheeks. I'll just do this very quickly all over, and then normally what I'll do is I'll get my mirror and I will start then really having a close look and think if there are any other areas where I think I need a little bit more. And that's literally all I use my beauty blender for. I was watching another YouTuber's video a while ago, and they put their foundation on and then go over with their damp beauty blender to really lock it in. I tried that, it didn't work. It actually was bringing the foundation off my nose and off the top of my head. So I don't personally do that, but you can give that a go, see if that works for you. So after my Pore Filler, I have again literally just bought this, and this is the NYX Born to Glow foundation. It was recommended as being really, really good, although potentially not suitable for sensitive skins. It's got alcohol in it. Now, I have actually tried this once yesterday, and it was absolutely fine. I didn't have any reaction whatsoever, and I really do have hypersensitive skin. So I would say, if you're like me, give it a go. You can always ask for a tester sample from your local NYX counter and give it a try. But I was absolutely fine, and I'm normally the first one to react to anything. So I went for shade Porcelain. So again, it does come out really, really quick and quite liquidy, so you have to be quite careful. And then I personally still like to use this sort of foundation brush. This is one from the Body Shop. I've had it a number of years. It's a flat brush, as you can see, and I personally like it because I feel as though you can really get round into the crevices really nicely. And what I do is I just take a small amount on my brush and then kind of pat it off on the back of my hand, so I've not putting a whack on my face all at once. And I start on my chin, and off we go. And we pat. Don't drag it, pat it all over. As you can see, using the brush really gets into the side of your nose really well. Do a bit more onto the cheeks. Now, one thing you will notice, I'm not going right up under my eyes with this. And as my brush becomes drier, that's when I'm going out to the edges. Now I'll just go on to this other side. Again, not going right under my eyes because I'm going to go in with some concealer in a minute under there. And as you can see, what I'm doing, sort of the excess on my brush after I've gone in is what I'm doing my nose with. Again, just so I don't get too much product on my nose, therefore making it all cakey. Just get a little bit more product on the back of my hand. Again, like I say, it does come out quite quickly, so be careful. And we'll go in on the forehead. Personally, I don't mind getting foundation in my eyebrows because, unlike a lot of people that I've been watching YouTubers and things, I actually do my eyebrows last. So at the end of doing a makeup look, I will go in with my eyebrows, I will brush them out with a clean dry spoolie, and then I'll apply usually some eye definer pencil, if I'm perfectly honest, just to shape them and colour them up a little bit. And there we go. That's it. That's the foundation done. Like I say, I know I do look very pale and very white on the camera, but I am going to go in now with another NYX product. I do like NYX for my skin. Years and years ago, the only two brands that I could use were the old Boots number 17, not even number 7 because I was allergic to that, but number 17 or Body Shop. Now recently, Body Shop, I've noticed, to be perfectly honest, their makeup range is not as thorough as it used to be. So I've started trying to find new brands, and I was recommended NYX about 3 years ago by a friend of mine who is a professional makeup artist. You should just try it because I think you'll be fine with it, and I am. It really does suit my skin. So for darkening my up and doing my contouring, I don't use a contour palette or anything like that. I don't particularly like bronzer either, but what I do use is, I actually go in with the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat powder foundation, and this is in the shade Olive, so it's quite a dark one. I'll open it up for you to see. I'll wipe the mirror down, turn it that way. So it is quite a dark colour, but it's, I suppose you could say it is like a light bronzer, but this is just what I prefer to use for my contouring. So when contouring, I always start down here on underneath the cheekbones. So suck your cheeks in, and a very, very light application, just in a diagonal line, just towards the base of my ears. I'm actually using, sorry I forgot to say, I'm using the Face and Body brush from the Body Shop as well to do this. Again, if you go in nice and lightly, you can always add more product. So I'll go up, diagonal line, up towards there. And something I always do and always have done, tap my brush off before I go in any further. Before I go in again, and then I sort of very gently go up, round my hairline, up, there, and again on this side. So I'm staying as close as I can to my hairline, but because I like to use a nice big fluffy powder brush to do this, it automatically brings it in a little bit. And then generally, I just sort of give it a little bit of a blend out, come down. There we go. And again, with any excess, then what I'll do is I'll just go right underneath and down onto the neck. Literally not gone into the product again at all, just with the excess. And that's it. So that's my contouring. Might not be the best, but it's what works for me. So, then the next thing I do is I go in with my concealer. Now this has took me quite a while to find a good concealer actually. Again, getting older, I've got very, very crepey under eyes, very wrinkly. Yeah, I've got some nice dark circles under there as well. So I do like this concealer. I like a nice full coverage concealer. The problem with that is they tend to be really, really thick, which you don't want a really thick concealer underneath your eyes getting into all your fine lines and wrinkles. This one at the moment is great, it's fine. I'm managing to make it work for me. So yeah, I am going to be on the lookout for some different concealers. So I might actually, when I get a few together, I might do a video and some reviews. But the one I'm using at the moment is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Liquid Concealer. Is this going to focus? If I hide my face it might. There we go. NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer, and it's in the shade Vanilla. I don't know if it focused, but I give it a go. Again, so I get some and I put it on the back of my hand. Just makes it easy to work with, for me personally. And again, I get my flat foundation brush, pick up a little bit of the product, and a little bit, and then I will actually tap that out on the back of my hand again. Again, just so you put in a very, very small amount on at a time. It's easier to build up than to try and take away. And I always start just by very, very gently patting, and I always start right in the corner nearest my nose, and then just come out, and I'm only putting this underneath my eye. You'll see why in a minute. And then just very gently pat it out. Again, try not to drag, because the skin around and particularly underneath your eye is the most sensitive skin on your body. So if you've already got some fine lines and wrinkles, dragging it is just going to emphasise that and make it worse. That's that one. Just going under my eye. I'm not coming down into a massive, massive triangle like the youngsters can do, because that just doesn't work. And then I just go into the very, very corner, just a little bit, just for those dark patches, lack of sleep, lack of water, you know, everything you know you should do, but in reality, it doesn't happen. And there we go. But this. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of eyelid primer. Now, I have to say, I have literally just come across this product. I've used it once yesterday and I was super, super impressed. Again, I've been trying to find an eyeshadow base that doesn't go into those fine lines and wrinkles, doesn't go into my hooded eyes, doesn't create a crease, and that just sits there, but just that also helps the eyeshadow stick and adhere to my eyelids all day. I have, not only have I got the sensitive skin, like I've just said, I've also got very combination skin, so I'm extremely oily on my T-zone here. I'm not overly dry though, over here. I'm just normal, in fact probably normal to oily, depending on where I am. But my eyelids in particular do get really, really oily. Within an hour sometimes of putting eyeshadow on, you can see where it's come off. So I have found this. It is the NYX Proof It Waterproof, you can see that, there we go, waterproof eyeshadow base. And like I say, I have found this works a treat for me. So I am very, very happy about that. So again, if you look, it's actually a little bit of a fleshy tone. It's a nice applicator on there. So what I do is I actually use the applicator and pop it on, straight onto my eye, all over where I'm eventually going to put my eyeshadow. Doesn't have to be neat, because then I go in again with my foundation brush and I just pat it in, pat it on, just to make sure the entire eyelid is covered and that I've not got any big horrible blobs anywhere. Okay, so that's that one. Now it does feel a bit strange on the eyelids because it does dry down, which I didn't really want it to. I wanted to leave a bit of a tacky base, but it takes quite a while for the product to dry down. So if you go in straight away with your eyeshadow, after applying this, you are going to have that tacky base to just help the eyeshadow stick a wee bit. And like I say, I found yesterday when I tried it out before doing this video, I found that it really, really did help. So I was a very happy bunny. But again, I'm going to keep my eye out for some different eyeshadow primers, and I might do a bit of a video on that and a review and let you know how I get on. And there we go. And that's it, and that's where I leave it. I will sometimes then do my blusher if I know what sort of eyeshadow look I'm going to be going for that day. I'll try and tone in a blusher to that, so then I will go in over where I contour and I'll go in and do my blusher. I will actually go and do that for you because I have got an idea of what I'm going to be doing in a bit. So, and I'm going to be using my NYX in shade Deep Plum, single blusher. And again, this is just a blusher brush from Body Shop. This is a really, really old one. This has got to be about 12 years old, this brush, so it's a bit misshapen. It's been well loved and well used, but never mind. Now, this is quite a highly pigmented colour blusher I've found. So I just dip in and then always, always, always really well tap off. And again, I'm gonna smile. And I'm gonna start very gently, just on the bottom of the apple of my cheek, just where it meets that contouring line. And I'm just going to dab up very, very gently, just because I do like a lot of blusher, but not in one great big fell if you know what I mean. So again, go in gently and build up. If you feel like you needed a bit more, go in again, it's no problem. And then I make sure that I'm right on the apples of my cheeks. Right, so where was I? Yeah, so I was on this side, wasn't I? So after you've got your blend in with your contour, just make sure you come round onto the apples of your cheeks. Okay, so you're kind of doing a bit of a sweeping up motion. There we go. And if you do ever feel like you've maybe gone a bit too heavy-fisted with your blusher, just get your big brush again that you've used for your contouring, and just very gently go over, and it'll just diffuse it ever so slightly. Just remember, it's makeup, guys, you know, it's not permanent, it washes off. If you make a mistake, don't get down on yourselves, just keep trying, just keep playing. Alright, and there we go. And that's what I do, that is my base. As you can see, I've not put any highlighter on yet. That's because, again, for me personally, I put that on after I've finished my eyeshadow look, because I find that if I've got any fallout from doing my eyeshadow look, putting the highlighter on afterwards just helps to disguise that a little bit if there is any that doesn't quite come off properly. I also don't, if you've noticed, I don't put any powder over my liquid foundation. I don't set my liquid foundation at all. Again, because I've found as I get older that putting a powder, even a loose powder, a very light, translucent loose powder over the top of the liquid foundation was making it sink into those pores, into those fine lines and wrinkles, making it look cakey, and just not a good look. So yeah, there we go. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'm going to go and carry on now and do my eye look, do another video for you based on all that. If you have enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next one.